come yet, eh?
You can see they haven't, can't you? Now, Victoria, be all upstairs and not quick. Put on a white frock with black sash. I'm not satisfied, but it's the best we can do is the new black ready, and Ben and Elizabeth will not out of the morning yet, so I'll try them there. Get your boots off, Henry! Elizabeth's at crying, so notice the least of dirt.
I'm wondering if they'll come at all. When you and Elizabeth quarreled, she said she'd never step foot in your house again.
She'll come fast enough after her share of grandfather's left. You know how hard she can be when she likes. Where she gets it from, I can't tell.
I suppose it's in the family.
What do you mean by that, Henry Slater?
I was referring to your father, not to you. Where are my slippers?
In the kitchen, but you want a new pair. With old ones are nearly worn out. You don't seem to realize what it's costing me to bear like I'm doing. My heart's fit to break when I see little trifles that belong to grandfather lying around and think he'll never use them again. Here, you better wear these slippers of grandfather's now. It's lucky he just got a new pair.
They'll be too small for me, my dear.
They'll stretch, won't they? I'm not going to have them wasted. Henry, I've been thinking about the bureau that's in grandfather's room. You know I always wanted to have it after he died.
You must arrange with Elizabeth. When you're dividing things up.
Elizabeth's that sharp. She'll see him after it, and she'll drive a hard bargain for it. Was it to have a low, money-grubbing spirit?
Perhaps she's got her eye on the bureau as well.
She's never been here since grandfather bought it. If only it was down here instead of in his room, she never guessed it wasn't our own.
Amelia!
Why don't we do it now? We can do it before they come.
I wouldn't care to.
Don't talk so daft. Why not?
It doesn't seem delicate, somehow.
We can move that old shabby chest of drawers where the bureau is now. They can have that. I've always wanted to get rid of it.
Suppose they come. While we're doing it.
Fasten the front door. Get your coat off, Henry. Change it. I'll remove the chairs out of the way.
I'll join you.
Will you fasten my frock up the back, Mother? I'm busy. Get your father to do it. What have you got your coat off for, Father?
Mother and I are going to bring grandfather's bureau down here.
Are we pinching it before Aunt Elizabeth comes?
No, my child. He gave it to your mother before he died.
This morning?
Yes.
Ah, he was drunk this morning.
Hush. You mustn't ever say he was drunk now.
I thought I fetched this down as well. Our clock's worth nothing, and this has always appealed to me. That's Grandpa's clock. Be quiet. Ours now. Come, Henry. Lift your aunt. Victoria, don't breathe a word about the clock and the bureau to your aunt. I thought we'd pinch them. Victoria, that's your aunt and uncle. You're not open the door. Mother, it's them. You're not open the door till I come down. Let them not wait. Make the wall, Henry. That was a near thing. Get your coat on, Henry.
Did we knock much plaster off that wall?
Never mind the plastic. Do I look all right? Victoria, open the door. Just watch their faces, and they see we're all in half mourning. Here, take this and sit down. Try and look as if you've been waiting for them. Well, Amelia, so he's gone at last? Yes, he's gone. He was 72 a fortnight last Sunday.
Now, Amelia, you mustn't give way. We've all got to die sometime or other. It might have been worse.
I don't see how.
It might have been one of us.
It's taken you a long time to get here, Elizabeth.
Oh, I couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. Couldn't do what? I couldn't start without getting into the morning. We've ordered ours, you may be sure. I never could fancy buying ready-made things. No, for myself, it's such a relief to get into the black. And now perhaps you'll tell us all about it. What did the doctor say? Oh, he's not been near. Not been near?
Didn't you send for him at once?
Of course I did. Do you take me for a fool? I sent Henry at once for Dr. Playbill, but he was out.
You should have gone for another.
Oh yes, it's a fig
you know your own business best, but...
Yes, it's a fatal mistake.
Don't talk so silly, Elizabeth. What good could a doctor have done?
Look at the many cases of persons being restored to life hours after they were thought to be gone.
That's when they've been drowned, Elizabeth. Your father wasn't drowned.
There wasn't much fear of that. If there's one thing he couldn't stand, it was water.
I'm sure he washed regular enough.
If he did take a drop too much at times, we'll not dwell on that now.
Father had been married this morning. He went out soon after breakfast to pay his insurance.
My word, it's a good thing he did.
He always was thoughtful in that way. He was too honorable to have gone without paying his premium.
And when he returned, I said, we're only waiting for him to raise our dinner. Dinner, he says, I don't want no dinner, I'm going to bed.
Dear, dear.
And when I came in, I found him in his nightgown, and sure enough, snug in bed.
He must have had a premonition. I'm sure of that. Did he recognize you?
Yes, he spoke to me.
Did he say he had a premonition?
No, he said, Henry, would you take my boots off? I forgot before I got into bed.
He must have been wandering.
No, he'd got him on all right.
And when we finished dinner, I thought I took a bit of something on a tray. He was lying there for all the world as if he was asleep. So I put the tray down on the bureau, on the chest of drawers, and went to waken him. He was quite cold.
Then I heard Amelia coming for me, and I ran upstairs.
Of course, we could do nothing.
He was gone.
There wasn't any doubt.
I always knew he'd go sudden in the end.
Well, shall we go look at him now, or shall we have tea?
What do you say then?
I'm not particular.
Well then, if the kettle's nearly ready, we may as well have tea first.
I'll make tea.
One thing we may as well decide now, the announcement in the papers.
I was thinking of that. What would you put?
At the residence of his daughter, 235, Upper Cornbank, etc.
You wouldn't care for a bit of poetry?
I like never forgotten. It's refined.
Yes, but it's rather soon for that.
You couldn't very well have forgotten him the day after.
I always fancy a loving husband, a kind father, a faithful friend.
Do you think that's right?
I don't think it matters whether it's right or not.
No, it's more for the look of the thing.
I saw a verse in the evening news today. Proper poetry it was. It rhymed. Despised and forgotten, by some you may be, but the spot that contains you is sacred to we.
That'll never do. You don't say sacred to we.
It was in the paper.
You wouldn't say it if you were speaking properly, but it's different in poetry.
Poetic license, you know.
No, that'll never do. We want a verse that says how much we loved him, refers to all his good qualities, and says what a heavy loss we've had.
You want a whole poem. That'll cost a good lot.
Well, we'll think about it after tea. And then we'll look through his bits of things and make a list of them. There's all the furniture in his room,
There's no jewelry or valuables of that sort.
except his gold watch. He promised that to our Jimmy.
Promise to your Jimmy? I never heard of that.
Oh, but he did, Amelia. Well, he was living with us. He was very fond of Jimmy.
Well, I don't know.
Anyhow, there's his insurance money. Do you have the receipt for the premium you paid this morning?
I've not seen it. Mother, I don't think Grandpa went to pay his insurance this morning. He went out. Yes, but he didn't go into town. He met old Mr. Tattersall down the street, and they went off past St. Philip's Church. To the Ring-a-Bells, I'll be bound.
The ring-a-bells?
That pub that John Shore outfitted keeps. He's always hanging about there. Oh, he hasn't paid it.
Do you think he hasn't paid it? Was it overdue?
I should think it was overdue.
Something tells me he's not paid it. I've a premonition. I know it. He's not paid it.
The drunken old beggar.
And he's done it on purpose, just to annoy us.
And all I've done for him, having to put up with this house these 3 years, is nothing short of swindling.
I had to put up with him for 5 years.
And you were trying to turn it over to us all the time.
But we don't know for certain that he's not paid the premium.
I do. It's
See if he's got the receipt up in the bureau.
In where? In this thing?
Where did you pick that up, Amelia? It's new since last I was here.
Oh, Henry picked it up one day.
I like it. It's artistic. Did you buy it at an auction?
Where did I buy it, Amelia?
Yes, at an auction.
Oh, secondhand.
Don't show your ignorance, Ben. All artistic things are second-hand. Look at those old masters.
Mother! Mother! What is it, child? Grandpa's getting up.
What?
What do you say? Grandpa's getting up.
The child's crazy.
Don't talk so silly. Don't you know your grandpa's dead? No, he's getting up. I saw him.
You better go up and see it for yourself, Amelia.
Here, come with me, Henry.
What's the matter with little Vicky? Hello? What brings you here? How's yourself, Ben?
Grandfather, is that you?
Why, of course it's me. Don't do that, Amelia. What the devil do you mean by this tomfoolery? You kept away long enough, Lizzie. And now that you've come, you don't seem overly pleased to see me.
You took us by surprise, Father. Are you keeping quite well?
Eh? What?
Are you quite well?
I'm right enough, but for a bit of a headache. I wouldn't mind betting I'm not the first in this house to be carried to the cemetery. I always think Henry there looks none too healthy.
Well, I never.
Amelia, what the dickens did I do with my new slippers?
Aren't they by the hearth, Grandfather?
I don't see them. Why? You got them on, Henry.
I told him to put them on his bedstead. They were new and hard, no pedigree.
Well, I don't call that delicate, stepping into a dead man's shoes in such haste.
Oh, Grandpa, I'm so glad you're not dead. Hold your tongue, Victoria.
Eh? What's that? Who's gone dead?
Victoria said she's sorry about your head.
Ah, thank you, Vicky, but I'm feeling better.
He's so fond of Victoria.
Yes, he's fond of our Jimmy, too.
You better ask him if he's promised his gold watch to your Jimmy.
I couldn't just yet. I don't feel equal to it.
Why, Ben, you're in mourning. And Lizzie, too. And Amelia and Henry. And little Vicky. Who's gone dead? It must be someone in the family.
No one you know, Father. A relation of Ben's.
And what relation of Ben's?
His brother.
Dang it, I never had one.
Dear, dear. And what was his name, Ben?
Frederick Albert.
Fred, Isaac?
Isaac? And where did your brother Isaac die?
In Australia.
Dear, dear. He'd be the older than you then?
Yes, 5 years.
Are you going to the funeral?
Oh, yes.
No.
No, of course not.
Well, I suppose you've only been waiting for me to begin tea. I'm feeling hungry.
I'll make tea.
Come along now. Sit yourself down and let's be jolly.
Henry, give your grandpa some corn.
Thank you. I'll make a start.
Glad to see you've got an appetite, Mr. Merriweather. Although you've not been so well.
Oh, it's nothing serious. I've only been lying down for a short while.
Been asleep, Grandfather.
No, I've not been asleep, though.
Oh?
I can't exactly recall anything to mind, but I do remember I was a bit dazed-like. I couldn't move an inch, hand or foot.
And could you see and hear, Mr. Merriweather?
Yes, but I don't remember seeing anything particularly. It must have been.
Of course not, Grandfather. It was all your fancy. You must have been asleep.
I tell you I wasn't asleep, Amelia. Dang it, I ought to know.
Didn't you see Henry or Amelia come into the room?
Let me think a second.
I wouldn't press him, Elizabeth. Don't press him.
No, I wouldn't worry him.
I begad. Amelia and Henry. What the devil did you mean by shifting my bureau into my bedroom? Did you hear me? Henry? Amelia?
What bureau was that, Father?
Why, my bureau, the one I bought.
Was it that one, Father?
Hi, that's it. What's it doing here? Tried me if that's on my clock too. What the devil's been going on in this house?
Well, I'll be hanged.
I'll tell you what's been going on, Father. Nothing short of robbery. Be quiet, Elizabeth. I'll not be quiet. Oh, I call it double-faced.
No, Elizabeth.
And you too. Are you such a poor creature that you must do every dirty thing she tells you? Remember where you are, Elizabeth.
Come, no quarreling.
My wife's every right to speak her own mind.
She's speaking outside, not here.
Dang it all. Will someone tell me what's going on here?
Yes, I will. I'll not see you robbed.
Who's been robbing me?
Amelia and Henry. They've stolen your clock and bureau. They sneaked into your room like a thief in the night and stole them after you were dead. Quiet, Elizabeth! I'll not be stopped. After you were dead, I said.
After who was dead?
You!
But I'm not dead.
No, but they thought you were.
Oh, so that's why you're all in black today. You thought I was dead. Well, that was a big mistake.
Grandfather!
It didn't take you long to start dividing my things between you.
No, Father, you mustn't think that. Amelia was simply getting hold of them on her own account.
You always were a keen one, Amelia. I suppose you thought the will wasn't fair.
Did you make a will?
Why, yes, there was lots in the bureau.
And what was in it, Father?
Oh, that doesn't matter now. I'm thinking of destroying it and making another.
Grandfather, do not be hard on me.
I will trouble you for another cup of tea, Amelia. 2 lumps and plenty of milk.
With pleasure, Grandfather.
Now, I don't want to be hard on anyone, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Since your mother died, I've lived part of the time with you, Amelia, and part of the time with you, Lizzie. Well, I shall make a new will, leaving all of my bits of things to whoever I'm living with when I die. How does that strike you?
Well, it's a bit like a lottery.
And who do you intend to live with from now, Father?
I was just coming to that.
You know, Father, I think it's quite time you come and live with us again. We'd make you very comfortable. No, he's not with us as long as he's been with you. I may be wrong, but I don't think Father will fancy living on with you after what happened today.
So you'd like to have me again, Lizzie?
You know we're ready for you to make your home with us as long as you please.
What do you say to that, Amelia?
All I can say is that Elizabeth's changed her mind in the last 2 years. Grandfather, do you know what the quarrel between us was about? Don't be a fool, Amelia. Sit down. No, if I'm not going to have him, you shan't either. We quarreled because Elizabeth said she had enough of you to last a lifetime, and now we've got to keep you.
Well, it seems to me that neither of you have any cause to feel proud about the way you treated me.
If I've done anything wrong, I'm sure I'm sorry for it. And I can't say more than that, too.
Well, it's a bit too late to say that now.
No.
Neither of you care to put up with me.
Grandfather, no.
You only say that because of what I've told you about where I'm leaving my money. Well, since you don't want me, I'll go with someone who does.
Come, Mr. Merriweather. You've got to live with one of your daughters.
Now I'll tell you what I've got to do. On next Monday, I've got to do 3 things. I've got to go to the lawyer's office and alter my will. I've got to go to the insurance office and pay my premium. And I've got to go St. Philip's Church and get married.
What?
Get married? Out of his senses.
I say I'm going to get married.
Who to?
To Mrs. John Shorrocks, who keeps the ring-a-bells. We've had it fixed up a good while now, and I was thinking of keeping it for a pleasant surprise. I felt that was a bit of a burden to you, and I found someone who would think it a pleasure to look after me. We should be very glad to see you at the ceremony. Till Monday, then. 12 o'clock at St. Philip's Church. It was a good thing you brought that bureau downstairs, Amelia. It'll be handy to carry across the ring-a-bells on Monday.